In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on October 27, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Falcons versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On Sunday, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will host the Atlanta Falcons in a highly anticipated NFC South matchup at Raymond James Stadium. The Falcons currently hold the top spot in the division, showcasing a strong performance as the season unfolds. However, it's important to remember that the NFC South is traditionally one of the most competitive divisions in the league, often resulting in close contests among its teams. The Buccaneers are also in contention, but recent injuries have raised some concerns about their ability to perform at full strength. Just a few weeks ago, the Falcons secured a victory at home against the Buccaneers, and with this game marking their last encounter of the season, the stakes are particularly high. Despite being only Week 8, this matchup is shaping up to be one of the most significant games of the year. Atlanta has emerged victorious in 3 of their last 4 meetings with Tampa Bay, and now it's time for the Buccaneers to unleash their competitive spirit and fight back on their home turf. When it comes to betting, the Falcons have proven to be formidable against the spread in their previous matchups with the Buccaneers, winning 3 out of their last 4 encounters. This includes an impressive performance in Tampa Bay last season, where they covered the spread as well. In the current 2024 season, Atlanta has shown they can win on the road, securing victories both straight up and against the spread in their 2 away games thus far. The Falcons' offense has been on fire lately, scoring 26 or more points in 3 out of their last 4 games, with an impressive 38-point output in their most recent contest, which took place outside their home stadium. Notably, they have been held to fewer than 20 points only twice this season. In their earlier matchup this month, quarterback Kirk Cousins excelled against the Buccaneers, throwing for over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Atlanta has been tough on opponents during away games, allowing 21 points or less in both contests. Moreover, the Falcons have successfully covered the spread in 2 of their last 3 games against Tampa Bay. With this momentum, the Atlanta Falcons to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams exhibit strong offensive capabilities, ranking in the upper half of the NFL in various offensive categories. Tampa Bay, for instance, ranks highly in points scored per game, indicating that both squads have the potential to generate significant scoring quickly and in large volumes. Conversely, they also find themselves in the lower half of the league in several crucial defensive statistics, such as yards allowed per game. This scenario suggests that each team will have numerous opportunities to find the end zone throughout the game. Atlanta's defense has shown vulnerability recently, surrendering 30 or more points to their opponents in 2 of their last 3 games. In the previous 2 matchups between the Buccaneers and the Falcons, the total points scored exceeded the set point total, with their most recent encounter generating 66 points and an impressive 888 yards of total offense. In that thrilling game, Cousins threw for over 500 yards, leading Atlanta to an overtime victory. Given these performances, one can expect the Falcons' offense to contribute significantly to the scoreboard in Sunday's matchup. Additionally, the Buccaneers have gone over the projected point total in 4 consecutive games and in 3 out of 4 games played at home this season, consistently scoring 31 points or more in 3 of their 4 home contests. Meanwhile, Atlanta has also surpassed the point total in 3 of their last 4 games. All signs indicate that this Sunday's matchup in Tampa Bay is likely to be a high-scoring affair, making over the projected total our full game total pick. Tennessee Titans versus Detroit Lions. In Week 8 of the NFL season, football fans are treated to an exciting non-conference matchup as the Tennessee Titans face off against the Detroit Lions. This highly anticipated game, set to take place this Sunday at Ford Field and broadcast on Fox, represents more than just a clash between 2 teams. It serves as a crucial opportunity for both squads to demonstrate their potential for improvement in what can be described as a battle between the haves and the have-nots of the league. The Titans are currently struggling with a record of 1-5 and are in the midst of a 2-game losing streak, having suffered a disheartening 34-10 defeat on the road against the Buffalo Bills last Sunday. Conversely, the Lions are riding high with a 5-1 record, boasting an impressive 4-game winning streak following their narrow 31-29 victory over the Minnesota Vikings in a thrilling road contest the previous week. The statistics tell a stark story. The Lions have won 4 consecutive games, while the Titans have found themselves on the losing end of 5 out of their last 6 matchups. The Detroit Lions have established themselves as one of the most formidable offensive teams in the league, providing them with a significant advantage in this contest. They are set to face a Titans defense that is notably undermanned and has struggled with pass defense recently, having surrendered over 300 passing yards in their last outing. Additionally, the Lions possess one of the league's most effective ground games, which will likely find success against the Titans. On the other hand, Tennessee's offensive prospects appear grim, especially as they attempt to run the ball against the Lions, who boast the 7th best run defense in the league and consistently limit opponents to under 100 rushing yards per game. Although Detroit's secondary has allowed a few big plays this season, the Titans lack the depth at the wide receiver position to exploit these vulnerabilities. As a result, the Lions can focus their defensive efforts on stopping the pass, particularly since Tennessee's running game is unlikely to pose a threat. Adding to Tennessee's woes, they have thrown the 3rd most interceptions in the league this season and have allowed the 4th most sacks. The Lions, who rank 7th in sacks per game and 3rd in takeaways, will undoubtedly put pressure on quarterback Will Levis and look to force him into making critical errors. Examining the against the spread records up to this point, it's clear that the Titans are struggling, sitting at 1-5 against the spread, while the Lions have fared significantly better with a record of 5-1 against the spread. The Titans' offensive struggles have been glaring, as they have managed to score more than 17 points in just one of their last 5 games. In contrast, the Lions have consistently scored at least 30 points in each of their previous 3 contests. While the absence of defensive star Aiden Hutchinson due to injury presents a challenge for the Lions' defensive line, Tennessee's offense has struggled throughout the season, particularly with their starting quarterback dealing with injuries, and he hasn't shown much promise even when healthy. The Detroit Lions enter this game riding a wave of momentum, boasting a 4-game winning streak and having scored a minimum of 31 points in 3 consecutive games. However, they will likely be without their talented wide receiver Jameson Williams, who is expected to be suspended. While the Lions may feel his absence against a strong Packers team next week, they should still be able to handle the Titans, who have struggled throughout the season. Regardless of who is under center for Tennessee, it's evident that their offense is likely to continue its downward trajectory. Although many angles and betting trends may point towards a potential upset by Tennessee, it's crucial to consider the context. The Lions are significant favorites and have a challenging matchup against the Packers on the horizon. However, I believe that Tennessee's defense has proven to be somewhat of a facade, particularly after their performance against Buffalo. In contrast, the Lions' offense resembles a more potent version of the Bills' attack, especially with the dynamic duo of running backs Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery leading the charge. Additionally, head coach Dan Campbell is not one to take his foot off the gas. He will ensure that his players stay focused and do not overlook their opponent. Given the circumstances, even though the point spread is considerable, taking the Lions to cover as favorites appears to be the most prudent choice. Thus, the Detroit Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When analyzing the total points for this game, it's noteworthy that the Titans have gone over the projected total in 3 of their last 4 contests, while the Lions have done so in their last 3 games as well. Tennessee is currently averaging 18 points per game and relies heavily on their running attack to generate offense. Meanwhile, the Lions boast the 5th best run defense in the league and allow approximately 20 points per game. As a result, it is reasonable to expect that the Titans will be able to reach their scoring average in this matchup. On the offensive side, the Lions are averaging an impressive 30 points per game, with one of the league's top passing attacks and an equally effective ground game. They are going up against a Titans defense that has struggled against the pass recently and conceded over 30 points in their previous encounter with a quality offensive team. Therefore, one can reasonably anticipate that the Lions will put up enough points to push the overall score over the total. Historically, the Lions and Titans have combined to go over the total in 3 of their last 4 meetings. As a result, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Green Bay Packers versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 8 in the NFL features an exciting matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. These two teams have not faced off against each other since the 2020 season when Aaron Rodgers led the Packers to a narrow victory, winning 24-20. Green Bay is entering this game after a hard-fought 24-22 win at home against the Houston Texans, although they fell short of covering the spread as 3.5-point favorites. On the other hand, the Jaguars managed to secure a convincing victory in England last week, defeating the New England Patriots 32-16 while successfully covering the spread as 6.5-point favorites. One game that seems to be flying under the radar this week is the one taking place in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars will welcome the Green Bay Packers, a team that continues to show improvement with each passing week. While I am particularly enthusiastic about placing a wager on Matt LaFleur's squad to exceed their team total on Sunday, I am also inclined to back the Packers to cover the spread against a Jaguars defense that has been a significant disappointment throughout the season. The key for Green Bay's offense lies in the hands of Jordan Love, who has been increasingly aggressive in taking deep shots downfield since returning from injury. This aggressive approach has led to a mix of high variance, explosive plays for the Packers. Although Love has occasionally struggled with turnovers, he should find success this week against a Jacksonville secondary that ranks at the very bottom in pass defense according to defense-adjusted value over average. The Jaguars have recently allowed substantial yardage to quarterbacks like Joe Flacco and Drake May, which bodes well for Love and the Green Bay offense. Conversely, Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense have shown signs of improvement over the last 3 weeks, accumulating a total of 798 yards and throwing for 5 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions. However, Jeff Hafley has managed to elevate the Green Bay defense to a top 10 level in terms of performance over the past couple of games. While Jacksonville should find some opportunities to throw the ball, given that Green Bay's defense is ranked among the bottom 10 units in success rate allowed, the Packers excel at pressuring the quarterback. This could pose a challenge for a Jacksonville offense that ranks 17th in terms of sack rate allowed, creating a potentially tricky situation for Lawrence and his offensive line. Historically, the Green Bay Packers have struggled when favored on the road, with a 2-7 record against the spread in their last 9 games as road favorites. However, with Jordan Love back in the lineup and playing well, the Packers appear to be gaining momentum and clearly present a stronger overall team on both offense and defense. The Jacksonville Jaguars, meanwhile, have just returned from a 2-week stint in London and have generally underperformed. While they did manage to defeat the Patriots, it's worth noting that they fell behind by 10 points early in that game. Their defense has been shaky, and the offensive line has not been up to par. I have confidence that the Packers will continue to rack up victories. The Jaguars seem on the verge of making significant changes if they don't turn their season around soon. Therefore, the Green Bay Packers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Ultimately, the Packers' offense is in a different league compared to what the Jaguars have encountered in recent weeks. Additionally, it doesn't help that Jacksonville will be playing this game after 2 consecutive contests in London without the benefit of a bye week in between. The toll of all that travel could negatively impact an already struggling defense, suggesting that Green Bay is likely to score points in bunches on Sunday. On the flip side, although Green Bay's defense has shown inconsistency on a play-to-play basis, they have performed well in critical situations. I anticipate that the Jaguars will score some points as well, possibly adding a few late-game touchdowns that could push the total points over the projected line. While the over-under has seen an uptick, I believe there's still sufficient room for scoring, particularly if it remains under 51 points. The expected game script points to a high-scoring affair, making over the projected total as our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.